Hello, welcome back to the James Ramblin Reviews, and in today's review, I have something special for you because today I didn't reveal in my community tab post what I'm reviewing today, but I'm gonna be talking about Yakuza Zero Director's Cut, which is I would say, the most recent Yakuza release other than the upcoming Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. This is the most recent release, which is it's technically like a remaster of Yakuza Zero, but it was originally released for Nintendo Switch 2, but it came out on the consoles like PlayStation and Xbox. I'm pretty sure it was last month, and I just happened to stumble across it on my Xbox, and I was like, whoa, it's actually finally out. So I bought it, and I've been playing it for the past while. I want to say a good portion of this month. I want to say I started playing it at the start of the month and just wrapped up the playthrough last night. So there is all of that. And if you've never played Yakuza Zero, or the director's cut, I will have to tell you, maybe do not watch the video because I'll be getting into details about how I felt about the game, and then I'll be getting into spoilers about the story because then I'm able to describe everything just a bit better for you. And so, if you have played both, or you've played Yakuza Zero, whatever, you'll probably get where I'm going with some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about. So, the first thing I'm going to say about this is that if you've never played Yakuza Zero or you don't know what it's about, what you have here is you have a guy called Kazuma Kiryu who you play as, and he's like this young guy, it's in the 80s, and you figure out very quickly that he does not want to be in the Dojima family, which he gets exiled from after a boss fight with Kuzi, and that kind of thing where the whole storyline is centered around how Kiryu really just despises the Dojima family. You get into the whole mix of, the empty lot, and then as you get deeper into the game, you play as Goro Majima as well. So that is how I would say what I would say about Yakuza Zero is that you've got Kazuma Kiryu, you've got Goro Majima, you've got the Dojima family. They're after this empty lot. So the empty lot is like this place where it's a place in the city, and it's actually in the opening scene of Yakuza Zero where Kiryu actually he has a fight with this guy. This guy is on the ground, and it's like a dirt patch of land, right? And that is what they are after, because the reveal is, spoiler, that Makoto Makimura has a grandfather, I believe, who has owned the land. But when you get deeper into the game, there's a new owner of the land and stuff like that. So the plot thickens and stuff, and you see all that kind of play out. And in between that, you get to enjoy Yakuza Zero with Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima as you switch from Kazuma Kiryu to Goro Majima every 2 or 3 chapters. So you get to enjoy a bit of both of the storylines and then enjoy all of it. When you get to the end of the game, you're able to do Kiryu's piece of the puzzle, piece of the pie, and then Majima's piece of the pie as well, and then conclude all of it and enjoy it together. So there is that. So it feels like Yakuza Zero, but it's different this time because they've got an online mode called Red Light Raid. There's also additional cutscenes. They also have the original song from the Japanese release in this one this time. So it's nothing like, the regular, Western release where it's that big loud guitar as soon as you open the game. It's completely different. It's called Bubble. I might even link it down below. And so there is all of that. And I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed this Yakuza Zero Director's Cut because I just think that these additional cutscenes really add something new to the game where you get a bit more backstory with these characters. You get really special moments to have with the characters in the game. and stuff like that, and I just really enjoy that about the game as well. And the online mode, I enjoyed that as well. I didn't play loads of it, I didn't play hours of it or anything, but I remember enjoying it, having a fun time with it. And so there is that. You also get to auto save moments throughout the game. So, like in every Yakuza game now, you can just go to the menu and press save, and then you don't have to go to those like those telephone box things that you did in the original game, where you had to go and you had to run over to the save point to save the game. This time you can just go press the button, pause the game, press the button to save this time. So that adds a new fun addition to it, and it adds a sense of quality of life to it, so that you have less time to save the game. You just press the button and that's it. Really, you get to move on. You get to save the game. If you have something to do, you have to, pause the game and save your progress. That makes everything makes life easier even. So I do like that, and because it's Yakuza Zero, you still get to experience one of the greatest stories in the franchise, and you still get the boat fight with Shibusawa. You still get to kick the living crap out of Kuze about 4 times, which it always hits hard. That theme song Kuze has, like the and how you start fighting Kuze in the Dojima family building, but then you go to the sewers and then you're out in the street, and then there's another one right outside the Kazuma family office, which is one of the most crucial boss fights in the entire game. And I think when they added that additional cutscene where Kuze and Kiryu both share this special moment, like they both light the cigarette at the same time, and then Kuze realizes that Kiryu wasn't a bad guy after all, and he just learned to accept that Kiryu was that kind of guy that would go out there and just do it the way he wanted to do it, and then Kuze just had a level of acceptance towards Kiryu, and he realized that he wasn't really the worst person ever, and all of that stuff that I really enjoyed about the game, and you get to enjoy that. There's a lot of I actually like that towards the end of the game when you finish all the fights and all of that, and you get to see Majima fight Lao Gui again, you get to see Majima fight Awano again, and I will be honest, Awano's boss fight has never been the greatest Yakuza boss fight there has been. I think the Lao Gui one has always hit harder, because don't get me wrong, Awano was part of this whole thing, but when you realise that Lao Goi actually shot Makoto Makimura, the blind girl that you follow throughout a lot of the story, it hits harder because Majima has this emotional connection to Makoto Makimura because he was trying to save her, protect her from everyone else. So when you fight him, it hits even harder. So I like that. And then the additional cut scenes where you have the moment with Kiryu and Nishiki in the car having a laugh, and all the other scenes where you get a special moment with Makoto Makimura, and she gets to go to the empty lot and she figures out the watch is still there. How, like, the watch that she had is still there, and then Majima gets to have a phone call with, I think it's Beacon San, who was the guy that helped Majima get into the Colosseum, complete the Colosseum fights, and then go and see Nishtani, who was the guy that Nishtani was one of the other villains towards the game. And when you play the game, you'll understand that Nishtani, you fought him once inside the Grand Cabaret Club, and he was trying to feel up women and stuff like that, and then you fight him again in the prison, and then you get those moments again, and Nishtani gets shot by the police guy, and all of that stuff. Like, the overall, I just enjoyed Yakuza Zero Director's Cut. I think it's a really good deep cut into the game. If you already like the original game, I think you'll enjoy this game, and I overall enjoyed it. So honestly, that's what I would say about Yakuza Zero Director's Cut. Hope you enjoyed this review, and stay tuned for more like this one. I hope you enjoyed the video, because I have been a fan of these games for a lot of years now. I want to say it's crawling up to about half a decade now or something like that, just over that now, like about 6 years. Like there's just been something about Yakuza. Like it doesn't matter if I've not played them in a while. Like once I get back into one of the Yakuza games, I never stop. I actually want to play another game now. I want to see how I'm interested to see how Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties turns out now, because it's not that far away now. I think it's only a week or so away, I want to say, just a couple of weeks coming up to that. So, hope you enjoyed this review. Stay tuned for more of this one. And that's been my review of Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. If I was to give it a rating out of 10, I will give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's just as good as the original game. It's kind of different to the original, but, I still enjoy it the same way as I would normally with Yakuza 0. It's just that likeable of a game. So stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll be back for another review on the James Almond Reviews. Bye bye.